Hi everyone, good afternoon. Hope you're all doing great. Thank you for being here this Thursday, and thank you for being here every day for making the time. And thank you for inviting your friends. I've seen some of you asking and sending me emails to invite your friends to this training session. Thank you. You can invite anyone who you think can benefit from this session to our training. We welcome everyone here. So thanks again. Before we start the session, first of all, I remember that these sessions are being recorded and they are going to be uploaded on our YouTube channel. So if you have missed the previous sessions, you can always subscribe our YouTube channel and watch the previous videos. And also remember that at the end of the session, at the last 10 minutes, we are having a question and answer session. So if you have any questions from any of the stages, you can just wait till then and ask your questions. And also I recommend and I suggest and request for all of you to have your cameras on so we can have a more interactive session. And before we start, just some quick announcements. They're going to actually, it's not a complete announcement yet, but there are going to be big news on our partnership with ACCA. I think all of you know we are having a collaboration with ACCA on ACCA Advantage program. We have 10 brilliant interns or students on that program, and there are going to be some changes with ACCA and the whole program, and we are going to be a part of it. So just a heads up for the big news and good news that are going to happen soon, hopefully. And also you can see our Moracle family is getting bigger and bigger. We are having some new interns, so I can see the new faces here. Actually, our new interns, yeah, Sylvia, Kelvin, Treasure, Mansha, and let me see, Jason. They have joined Moracle team recently, so just a big welcome to them. And I think we are celebrating every day one of their achievements, our interns' achievements, receiving certificates, passing ACCA exams and everything. So we are just celebrating all your success. Congratulations to all of you for receiving your certificate, for the hard work that you're doing here in Moracle. So yeah, I think that would be all from me. Thank you again for being here and making the time every week. Your presence here is what motivates us to keep going, and it's what makes us move forward. Thank you again. And this week we are on stage 4, taxation. So any questions of that you can ask at the end of the session. Thank you. To you, Morlai. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Sepede, and good to see all of you here today. As always, I personally, I am grateful, I'm also happy, just to be here, to share. Yeah, it's all about sharing, and the knowledge, this blessing that we have. Yes, and it's all about, what you got in your hands. Yes, yeah, use it. Yes. So again, I talk a little bit, more, spiritual, guys, if you know me. Yes. And but I really mean that though, to share, what you have in your hands, or to use what you have in your hands, it's a massive opportunity. Yes. And that's why I'm happy. Yeah, because I know I've got something in my hands, you understand? And and it says use it. Yeah, so to stand here, every Thursday, to talk to you guys, yeah, is that what I'm doing here? I know I've got it, what I got in my hands. Yeah, I have a little, I want to share it. And I hope, you guys, you do the same. Don't hold it, yes? Don't hold it. Whatever you get here, get it really well. And then you can share it with other people. Yeah, so that's what Moracle Foundation is about. And this training, remember, is organized by Moracle Foundation, and it's good to see different faces. The numbers are increasing, yes. And we got a target, Sepede is working in the background with his team, with our team, to increase the number of people that we reach out to, with this training, oh my goodness. And through the ACCA program that we are, yes, I'm sure we're going to get there, yeah. The world needs this kind of stuff. And if this is how we can help to bring peace to the world, seriously, I'm in for it, yeah. So thank you for taking the time to be here. It's so important, to acknowledge you guys, yes, because it's not an easy thing, to leave everything that you do, yes, to come here every Thursday, yes. I want to, acknowledge you guys and overemphasize that. So we are so grateful, yeah. So thank you again. And I hope that whatever it is that you're getting here, yes, guys, you are using it, yeah, for the right reasons. Here is a practical discussion, practical training. We're not going to stand here and begin to teach people about double entry accounting. Nowhere. No. We're not doing it here. Yeah, to tell people how to post transaction, how to do bank reconciliation. No, that's not what these training sessions are for. Yes, on Thursdays. Here, it's more about practical stuff. Yes, it's about painting this picture, you becoming you. Yeah, either you want to do accounting. You say you want to become part of the finance function, of an organization, or you want to run your own business. Yes, you are there to serve. So we want to, issues. Yes, as I say, every day, and I'm privileged, to see a lot of things that is happening around me. That's why I call that a blessing. I got so much in my hands, and I see my colleagues, they are doing so well. I see my colleagues are doing not so well, and I see where they are using their initiative. I see where, they are changing things, the creativity, you understand? And all this stuff, I'm saying on a day-by-day basis. So on Thursday, I come here to share that a little bit, you understand? And I hope, that by talking here, yeah, it will help, yeah, for all of us. And one thing that we want to, to remember here, yeah, is how we do things at Moracle, not anywhere else. Yeah, so remember that. It's how we do things at Moracle. Moracle, we're here to serve clients, yes? And behind those clients are people. How we serve those people. How do we transform their lives? By, these blessings that we have being an accountant. Yeah, okay? So we got a formula. And the formula, it says, we call it the Moracle Accountancy Formula, as you guys know. Yeah? And the Moracle Accountancy Formula, as we know, it's got 6 stages. Yeah? So every Thursday, yeah, we want to come and remind ourselves here. And you say, well, hold on, why do you do this every week? Is it not the same thing you're talking about? Yeah, every week? And I say, of course, it's the same thing we talk about every week. But you know what it is? Talking about this every week, even for me, there's so many things are becoming more clearer for me. Yeah. So my level of awareness is increasing every week by just talking about this. And I hope it's the same for you guys. So I'm encouraging you guys, don't just think, well, hold on, well, this guy is talking the same thing every week. Yeah, it's the same stuff. We come here, all he talks about is the Moracle Accountancy Formula. When are we going to stop talking about this? Well, I'm saying to you, we're not going to stop talking about this. Yeah, because, you know, the repetition is important, guys. Yes, about the Moracle Accountancy Formula. Because when you get this, you know, this, you know, is going to put you in a very strong position, guys. Yeah, if this is what you want to do, if you want to do accountancy, you want to be, you know, somebody who, you know, everywhere you go, you leave people with that impression, you know, hold on, you know, oh, robots, you know that robot, my goodness, you know, there's nothing this guy can stop, you know, can stop that guy, you know, and it's got the right attitude, you know, if he doesn't know, he's going to do some research, you know, Sylvia, you know, sorry, it's always there, you know, for you, you know, you just ask the question, you know, and so that's the stuff that we're doing here every week, guys. Yeah, so remember, yeah, so take your notes. Yes, also appeal to even the guys who are starting, you know, maybe this will be too much for you at this point in time. You might not have, you know, a good understanding of what this means. But I'm saying to you, still, don't lose up. Yeah, still keep coming. Paint a picture. For all of us, I'm saying, let's paint this picture. Yeah, the Moracle Accountancy Formula says it's got 6 stages. Yes, stage 1, it says management information systems. Yeah, that's the first stage. Yeah, and that stage, you know, most people will say, well, it's bookkeeping. Yes. Well, we don't call it bookkeeping. You know, in fact, we don't use the word bookkeeping in Moracle. Okay. If anybody, you know, use bookkeeping, you're going to be fine, you know. Yes, heavily. Yeah, because this is beyond bookkeeping. Stage 1, yeah, it's beyond bookkeeping. Because stage 1 is where all the different systems, we call it, all the different systems are coming to play here. And they got to be, you know, connected. They got to be working, you understand? So not working in silo, but they have to be integrated. Yes, management information systems. So you get the sales systems, yeah, sales ledger system, purchase ledger system, the bank and cash system, VAT system, payroll system, budget system, gifted system, all sorts of different systems, yeah, that exist within the finance function. Yes, okay. Finance function, yes, is for every business, yes, every country, and even for individuals, yes, that have got lots of money. You know, they've got a finance team, you know, our advisors. Yeah, so the finance function, yes, need to have systems in place that are talking to each other, yeah, to be able to do what? To be able to capture data, record that data, analyze that data, and reconcile that data, guys. Remember this. Yeah, that's why those systems are there. Yeah, okay. That's the first thing. When you get that system working, yeah, then I'm telling you guys, it makes life much, much, much easier for the other stages. Yeah, it's one of our biggest stages, guys. We spend a lot of time, you know, stage number 1. Yes. I just come from a meeting just now, yeah, where we're talking about background information. Okay. Background information. I'm asking guys, if you don't have a template, guys, please drop your name or your note and say you want a copy of the template. You know, it gives you headings, you know, what you should consider under the background information. If you have not received that, please, I'm asking you, just ask for that. Yeah, okay. And we're going to have sessions, you know, for that background information. So again, just keep listening here, there. You know, you will get some information to invite you, because we're going to have, you know, training for background information. Yeah, there's a need for that. But it's so important, guys, for you to have, you know, a detailed background information, you know, of, you know, any client, you know, activities that you are going to be involved, yeah, in capturing the data, recording the data, analyzing the data, reconcile the data. Yeah, it's so, so important, guys. There's so much information that you need to know. Yeah, so if now it is so clear, you know, to us now, for the interns that are coming through to us now, You are not going to start posting transaction to QuickBooks, Xero, or Sage until, yes, you really know what the organization is all about. Yeah, because if you don't know, then what are you going to do? You're going to be posting transactions, and the basis in which you're going to be posting the transaction, you're going to be guessing. We don't want anybody, to guess when you're doing stage number one. Yes. A lot of times, stage one or bookkeeping, there's a lot of guessing. Yeah. And I can see the reason why. Yes. I myself, part of my training, I remember, those days, and going back again to, I think it must be, 1997 or so. Yes. You know what my boss used to say to me? He says, Mola, when you're traveling, in a public transport like the train or the buses, you see all these adverts that are up there. Yeah, so he's talking to me and he's giving me advice, okay? It says, what you should be doing, you should be looking for those adverts, and then find out, what those companies, what they do. So, for example, in those days, he says, you see Tesco's, you say, oh, well, it's a supermarket. Oh, okay. What does that mean? So when you are doing, when they give you invoices, yes, that you're trying to, or paperwork that you're trying to, to post, and you see Tesco's there, and then you say, oh, well, this is a supermarket, so there's groceries, so that means we must have spent money, yes, on groceries, for the office. Okay. So where do you post that? Yes, Tesco's, it says groceries, and then you post it to maybe office costs, or maybe you call it, I don't know, refreshments, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you give it a code. But think about it. Here, you're guessing. Yeah. But maybe those days, yes, probably I can see the reason why. Yeah, because maybe Tesco's those days, were just doing groceries, but now, fast forward, if you went to Tesco's now, are you telling me, yes, when you see a receipt from Tesco's, you're just going to say, well, this is just groceries? No, I don't think you do that now, because now Tesco's does almost everything now. Appliances, Tesco's does, insurance. Tesco's, they do all sorts of different things now. Yeah. So if you were guessing, those days, yeah, we say now, sorry, you cannot guess now. Yeah. And I want you guys to understand this. Yeah, you cannot guess now. So when you're working, yeah, in stage number one, I strongly advise that you cannot guess, guys. Yes. You want to make sure you do, and if you don't know, please don't just post it, go and ask. Yeah. Accountants were not good, to ask. Yes. That's why, again, here we've added mindset training, because, we are individuals. We don't know everything. We're not God. Are you with me? So when we don't know something, yes, let's go and ask. Put our hands up. I don't know. Even when you make mistakes, put your hand up and make mistakes. I'm sorry. Now, I was ignorant. Now I know, so I can do it right. Yes. But let's not guess, I'm saying to you guys. Number one, stage number one, we cannot be guessing. We need to know. Yeah. And that knowledge is what we now need to express in what we're doing. There's so much things that need to be done. Payroll, VAT, gifted. Yes. This morning I was talking to my colleagues and said, every organization that we go to, if they don't have a budget, you understand, then, we have to put a budget in place. We can, as accountants, if you go to any finance function, any business out there, then you see they don't have a budget, seriously, yeah, you can put a budget together for them. Yeah, they need a budget. Every business needs to know where they are now and where they're going. Yes, they need to see that roadmap. Yes, let's not forget about that. Yes, but if you go down there just posting, yes, a bookkeeper just goes down there just posting transactions, does not even know whether there's a budget. It doesn't even ask for the budget. Yes, now you're just posting, transactions anyhow you feel, and say, oh, I've posted, I've reconciled. Here's my bill. Thank you very much. I'm gone. Today again, we were talking about, what you call it now, primary report. Yes, where you got, people who are doing the posting. Yes, all they do is just post and reconcile it. They have never seen, those reports. Yeah, those primary reports. So you are posting transactions, but you are not able to see or look at the income statement. Yes, you have not seen even the balance sheet. You have not even seen the trial balance. Yes, so those primary reports, yeah, in stage number 1, yes, you have to be able to see those reports. Look at them. How does it feel like? Those numbers that are there, yeah, do you know what those numbers mean? That's what stage number 1 is talking about here. A management information system that exists that will data capture, record that transaction, analyze it, reconcile, and then after you've done all of that, then you can now relax and look at the numbers. Oh, okay, I can see, this is my turnover. Oh, this is my, expenses, cost of sales. Yes, the balance sheet items, my debtors, my creditors, my, bank and cash. Yes, but it's not just about posting, guys. Yes, and also what we're saying here, management information system, and Moracle here is not only for just people who are experienced or people who are qualified or people who are whatever it is they've done how many years. No, it's for everybody. So you could be somebody who just joined us just now. Yes, you can perfect this. I'm telling you. Yeah, you commit to it. You want to do it. You're open to to learn. Yes, I'm telling you, you can pick this up. Yes, QuickBooks, Xero, and Sage. Those are the 3 software that we use at Moracle. There are lots of software out there in the world, but for us, we use those 3, QuickBooks, Xero, and Sage. It's just because, we have been using, QuickBooks, for a long, long time, QuickBooks and Sage. Yes, for a long, long time. Yes, so we specialize in doing that, but also Xero now, a lot of clients are asking for it, so we decided to go for Xero. So master this, guys. Yes, if you master Xero, this stage number 1, management information system, is going to take you a long, 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 long road. Yeah, every business need that. Yeah, the integration. Don't be anywhere now where you are posting the bank is not connected to the accounting system. The payroll is not connected to the accounting system. The sales ledger is not connected to the accounting system. The purchase ledger is not connected to the accounting system. Let all of these things be connected. Even if you are a charity where gifted, is needed, data is captured from people who are making donations to the charity, gets that system. They are all different systems. Get it to connect, to the accounting system. Yes, the VAT now, before you file VAT to HMRC now, the accounting system need to be connected to HMRC. Do you know how to connect that? Yes, the payroll, yes, it's got to be connected to the accounting system, but also the payroll need to be connected to HMRC in the UK. So before you can file every month, yes, do you know how to do that? All of these things is what we're talking about in stage number 1, when we say management information systems. Yeah, so work on it. Yeah, it's a lot to do down there, but you really, if you put your mind to it, you will see how it's so important, and it puts you in a very strong position. Yeah. So once you've done stage 1, you move on to stage number 2, management accounts and add value. There, think about it. You've done stage 1. All your adjustments, those prepayment, those accruals, those deferred income, depreciation, all of that in stage 1. Stage 2 is now you're looking at the management information system. Yes, that information that's come from it, that historic data, you are now going to use that data, yes, for you to produce management accounts that add value. So remember, again, as a reminder, stage 1 is all historical information in the past. Yes, whatever work you've done to it, is still historical. Yes, to record data, analyze that data, reconcile that data, is all in the past. So now, when you are in stage 2, you are looking at that historical data and add, some new data to it. Yes, new data like what? Going out and looking at what other people are doing. Forecasting. You're here today and you're looking, maybe 6 months, 12 months, 18 months down the line. What do you think is going to happen in 12 months' time? Accountants, we need to know. Yes, are you up to standard? Are you up to speed with what is going on up there in the financial world? Are you listening to the financial news? Are you reading those financial papers? Are you reading industry, literature and publications? All of these things are out there. Are you following the SCCA, what you call it now, magazines that have been published? There's so much financial news that is happening down there. Yeah. If you are a student, SCCA student, or you are a SCCA member, a fellow, there's so much information there. Yes, as an accountant, you got to stop. Yes, and read these things and see, well, hold on, how can I apply this to this business? Yeah, the industry that you're working, say for example, the client that you're dealing with, they belong to a particular industry, IT industry or whatever the industry. Yeah, there's so much information out there that's been published today. Are you reading those industry experts, information that they are releasing? You need all of that information, guys, for you to be able to do stage number 2. Yeah, because you're bringing that information, into the business and applying it, and then what you do is you adding it to the information that comes from stage number 1. Then that information is what we say value added information. And that information, what you're doing is you're giving it to the people who are charged with that responsibility for decision making. Yes? When they get that information, they can now say, well, okay, we see what is going to happen here. We see what has happened in the past. We see what is happening right now. We see what is going to be happening in the future. Yes? They now have, okay, we can see how the future looks like. Because you, the accountant, you've provided that information to them. Yeah, with a lot of caveat though, assumptions, because again, nobody knows what is going to happen in the future. Yes, but because of our experience, because of the work that we do, and the knowledge that we have, knowing, yes, we can now see information, and then have the financial foresight, bring that information, and then package that and give it to those people who are charged with governance, making strategic decision making. That is our role, guys. We have to do that. And I'm saying, every business that is out there need number 1 and number 2. Yes. Number 1, you're doing it every day, every week, every month. Number 2, you do it once every month. Yes. If you do that for any business, that business is going to withstand a lot of, pressure out there. Yes. I'm not saying they're not going to, like when you got a financial crisis, all businesses, and they go through it. But I'm telling you, you will be in a very strong position, yes, to be able to, to withstand those shocks and those pressures. So stage 1 and stage 2, guys, is so important, yes, for every business. So if you are actually in the finance function, ask yourself, how is your stage 1 and stage 2 working? If you are dealing and serving any clients, in practice, please ask yourself, how is stage 1 and stage 2, yes, being done? If you are doing it, are you actually doing it the way we're talking about here? If somebody else is doing it, you're checking to make sure that person or whosoever is doing it this way. Yes, it's so important, guys, because when you get stage 1 and stage 2 under control, things are happening there. Those figures. Stage 3, the statutory accounts, it makes it much, much, much easier. Now you're focusing on the statutory responsibility here. Yes, the requirements, how to prepare accounts in a statutory format. That's what stage 3 is telling you. It's not in numbers anymore. Those numbers would have been done. The posting, reconciling, analysis should have been done for you. From stage 1 and stage 2. You would have done that. And remember, stage 1 is every day, every week, every month is happening. Stage 2 is every month. So by the time you get to stage 3, you would have seen that information so many times. And those figures, you're familiar with those figures. So that is the benefit, of this system we're talking about. So when you are focusing on stage number 3, you are looking at the statutory disclosures. You're looking at the statutory presentation. because accounts need to be presented in a certain way. It's not anyhow. You're going to present accounts, to comply with the Companies Act, to comply, with the Charities Act, to comply, with, for example, FRS 102 for charities. Yes, I've just been talking to my colleagues this morning where, accounts, were rejected. One of our clients' accounts were rejected. And what happened is because the auditor, yes, made a slight, mistake, with the name of the client. Well, hold on. Yes, so that statutory accounts there, yes, it's a massive responsibility. It's not about the figures. The accounts were not rejected because of the figures. The accounts were rejected because, Companies House is saying it does not meet the statutory requirement. Yes, the name of a client has to be consistent all throughout, the accounts. Well, that is what stage 3 is looking for. Yes, so things like that. If you miss that, and stage 3, you're not going to do your job properly. Are you with me? So that is the important there, guys. Yeah, you're looking at the statutory requirements, what the Companies Act says. Well, I'm saying here, guys, if you're not been reading Companies Act, yes, and particularly for those of us who are qualified long time ago, yes, and we just thought, well, hold on, we could do accounts just like that. I'm asking you guys, please go, and get a copy of the Companies Act. Yeah, and that is recommended bedtime reading, actually. Yes, recommended bedtime reading. Charities Act. Yes, yeah, you're gonna check as 102 sub. You're gonna check if you're working in a charity environment. You cannot, not be reading, not be knowing what the statutory requirements are. Yes, Companies Act, Charities Act, the SOP. You have to have a copy. It's bedtime reading for you guys, because if you don't, yes, seriously, guys, yes, you are not doing justice, to the client. You're not doing justice to yourself. Yeah, you got to be reading. You got to understand, because they are said you're going to do this by law. Yeah, so that's what stage 3 is saying to us. In addition to the accounts, yeah, for Moracle, whatever we do it in style, you will call it. Yes, okay. We do it so much detail, I'm telling you. Yeah, we have the scheduling. Well, I fight with my guys with scheduling, I'm telling you. You have to do your schedule. You have to be on top of your schedule. Those schedules, they need to speak volume, because you are saying this is the evidence that I have checked these numbers, and these numbers, that are in the statutory account, for me, they are good to go. If the schedules are not there, then sorry, they're not ready to go. Yeah. But again, if number 1 and number 2 has been done properly, then you can see how number 3 is going to be so simple. Yes, relatively easy. Okay. Number 4, tax. Every business out there, as we know, particularly for this profit making, yes, you got to consider the tax. Most of our clients, and for businesses as well, one of the things that are in their forefront, talking about tax. And I like the topic, tax, because, it gets everyone going. Yes. Number 1, it's about money, cash flow, money going out, to the government. And remember, we know what the government needs that money, for. Every government out there needs money. Are you with me? They have responsibility. Yes. Okay. They need money. Okay. So now businesses out there, one of the ways the government get that money is from businesses, taxing, businesses. So if we are acting for businesses, we need to know that. So we're acting for a client. The client is coming to us and say, oh, you are the accountant, you are the expert. So we're coming to you, we're paying you, we want you to represent us, we want you to save us tax. We don't want to pay, too much tax. They tell you that, client tell you. Yes, okay. What they mean by that is they want to pay their fair share of their tax. That's what they're saying to you. They're not saying that they want you to just cook the books, and then don't pay any tax. No, they want to pay tax, really. We all want to pay tax, but a fair share of our taxes. Yes, okay. But what the client don't want to do yeah, is to you, the accountant, to just come to them and tell them that this is the tax that you have to pay when you've done your job properly. Yes? Okay. We, as accountant, we have a duty of care, to our clients. Yes? Okay. Well, where does that start from? It starts from that stage number one. If we're not capture data properly, if we're not record the data properly, if we're not analyze that information properly, if we're not reconcile that information properly, then what do you think is going to happen to stage four, to the tax? We're going to get it wrong. Yeah, because we're going to be posting things all over the place. Yes, we're guessing. And now when we get to number four, yeah, then we want to save the client tax. No, we cannot. Yes. And we cannot wait until we get to number four before we start thinking about tax. We have to start thinking about tax from the time that we are posting that transaction. There is VAT implication on every transaction or not? You want to know. There is tax implication for every transaction. Do you know? Yeah. When you are posting in stage number one, you need to be able to consider that. Just wait. Oh, okay. Well, the tax specialist will deal with that later on. I am just posting. No. In the Moracle Accountancy Formula is saying whoever is posting, they need to be aware. Yes? And that awareness is what we're preaching here. And that's the difference, and that mindset that you need to bear here, yeah, so that when you're posting, you take full responsibility. Don't wait until you get to stage number four and then say, oh, I'm just going to do tax here. Yeah, guys, think about it. Yeah, it starts from stage number one. Yeah. Stage number two, every month, you're talking about, your tax. Yes, the corporate tax, yes, and then the self-assessment tax, as the case may be, the VAT tax, gifted, if you want to reclaim the payroll. Yeah, you're talking about those taxes. Have we got enough money there to pay these taxes? Is the tax that we, liability that is coming through, yeah, is that correct? Yes. If it's, do we have enough cash flow to be able to make sure that we pay? Because if we don't pay on time, yeah, there are penalties, there are fines, all sorts of stuff could be triggered. Investigation from HMRC. Yes. Why? Because HMRC need that money. The government need that money. Yeah, and we need to remember that as professionals accountants, the government need money and they need us to be able to act like tax, unpaid tax collectors, including businesses, to collect these taxes, so that the government will have that money to use it, to do, what they have to do with it. We all know what they do with it because they got a manifesto. They tell us what they want to do. Yeah, in the UK here, you see the chancellor come up with a budget statement all the time with the red briefcase and saying, hey, look, you guys are giving me authority for me to go and spend money, but I need to collect the money from different sources. One of the sources is from tax for businesses. So we, the accountants, we need to balance that. Yes, the clients have appointed us to act on their behalf to save them tax. Yeah, and revenue, yeah, and the government is saying, no, sorry, we want money. So, yeah, you're going to pay the tax. Yes? So you got to now you are in the middle. You now need to balance this. And we have a really tough job, guys. Remember this. As accountants, and tax practitioners, representing our client, but at the same time, we got that responsibility, put upon us, by the state. Yeah? Well, for you to be able to do that, then you need to know your stuff, isn't it? You need to really know your stuff. And that is the bit, that even for us now, we now get somebody who is now joining us, to hold, work with me on that area to just, make sure that, this, we're identifying, all the tax implications, yeah, for our clients, and our client will benefit it. Like, for example, research and development is another big area where the government is looking to support businesses that spend money, on innovation, yes, and technology to help to improve, their business so their business will grow. So do we know about this? If we know, what are we doing to help our clients to tap into that kind of resource? So we need to be able to be, on top of it. We need to know. Yes, because we are there to support our clients. And if all of these things are there, incentives are there from the government to other places, and we're not doing it, then seriously, guys, we're not serving, our clients. Yes, as accountants, we're just doing just the, the basic stuff and then get away with it. Tax is a big area. It's a really, really big area, guys. Yes. And I'm telling you, yes, businesses, yes, could do really, really well if we focus more on this particular area, and particular small or medium-sized businesses, whereby they are struggling for so much, particularly sometimes it's the cash flow. Yes, we have situations whereby businesses, are struggling, cash flow. Cash is just not there. Money is coming in and money is going out. Yes, and the HMRC debts, are there. So what do we need to do? Yeah, we need to now go, and have a conversation with the client, pull the cash flow, work with them, and represent them with the HMRC. So we are picking the calls up, having the conversation with HMRC on behalf of our clients. Yes, it's not an easy thing to do. Yes, and remember, yes, the clients, yes, no business set up here to say, oh, well, I am going to be dealing with my tax. Yes, no, that's not what they set up to do. Oh, I am going to be calling HMRC to talk to them, about, a payment plan. No business, really set up to do that. They set up to provide a need that they've identified. Yeah, some good work that they want to transform the lives of individuals. Yes, not, to be dealing with that. However, yeah, when they are doing that business, yes, then they got issues to do with cash flow. We, the accountant, step in. We need to close that gap. Yeah, and tax is one of those. Yes, those areas where we need to be on top of it. Are you with me? Yes. How do we reduce the tax exposure for the clients? Yes. When the client is there, there's tax liability to be paid. Yeah. How do we help them to manage that? Yes. We need to be able to have systems in place, but also, that emotional intelligence, I'm saying, because when sometimes you look at it and say, well, no, sorry, it's the client, it's nothing to do with me. Yes, I am just an accountant. Yes, it's the client who gets into this mess or whatever it is that we want to call it. So we take ourselves out of the situation. Yes, it's easy to do that, but really, that's not what we should be doing. Yeah, we are now asked to, to have, what you call it now, emotional intelligence, apply emotional intelligence. Yeah, say, put ourselves in their shoes and then see how we will feel, to be in that position. You are running a business. Yes, you've identified a need. Yes, that you are now coming to solve that need as a business. And as you are doing that, day by day, week by week, month by month, there are financial transactions happening. Yes, and then now you find yourself in a cash flow position. Yes, and now what do? You turn to your expert, and us are the expert accountant. The first thing I'm asking us to do is, for example, we need to understand, yes, emotional intelligence. We need to have that in abundance, yeah, to be in that client's shoes, to understand, what the situation is, how they will be feeling, yes. But think about that. What will make you be, involved, yes, is if you've been involved in stage one, you're getting involved, you're seeing how things are happening. You don't wait until, the event happen, whereby money is not there to pay. But you can see that happening in stage number one. Money is coming in and money is being spent. You can see that as you are doing stage number one. So when you meet in stage number two, you're talking to them about it. Hey, look, I can see that, money is coming in. We're just going out, so we don't put money aside, for the taxes, for example. You are telling them every month. Yes. And if you did that, I'm telling you, yes, that business, will be in a good position. So when it comes to number four, yes, you will not have problems. Even there's a problem there, you would have mitigated, you understand, the effect, Yeah, if it's a blow, the blow will be softened a little bit because you have been talking about this. But don't give the client a surprise. And most of the time, that's what we do. We give a lot of surprise. And tax is one of those surprises, nobody wants to pay tax, when it comes like a surprise. Seriously, guys. Yes? Nobody wants to be in that position. All of a sudden, we are telling the client that you have to pay £10,000, tax. Yes? And that's the first time we're telling them. And guess what? Yes, the deadline is next week. You have to pay that tax by next week. Oh my goodness. Yes? If we are doing that, guys, sorry, we have to think again. Yeah? Let's think about this. That same scenario, the client has to pay £10,000 tax. Yes? We put a date when the client is going to pay because we know. Yes? Because they are due dates. Yeah, a company, it says the tax that is due in a company, yes, you pay 9 months and 1 day after the end of the financial year. So we know what the due date is to pay that tax, if there's a tax. Are you with me? We know that. So if you start telling the client every month in the year, month 1, we tell them this is the tax that we think is going to come out. Month 2, we think this is the tax that is going to come out. Every month we're talking about it. Yes. Think about it. There is sufficient time to have discussed this. Even, that blow, if it was a blow, it would be softened. Yeah. But how can we do this? It's when we are taking number 1 and number 2 seriously. So when we meet this client, when we're posting transactions, we see money coming in, money going out. We're just not posting for the sake of just posting. Yeah, just doing bookkeeping. No, sorry. Hold on. The bank account, money is coming in, money is going out. We're collecting VAT, but we're not putting money aside to pay the VAT. Yes. Oh, payroll, we see payroll liability, but we're not putting money aside, for payroll, so to pay the tax and the pension. All of these things are things that we need to consider when we're doing stage number 1. And then stage number 2, we're now talking to them. Look, this is the effect here. The cash flow, it looks like we're going to have some cash flow issue if we continue to operate like this. Yes, you're talking to them, every month, and then actions are taken. Yeah, and I'm saying here, if we get to the situation where we're talking to our clients every day or every month and the clients are not listening to us, then that's the time we need to consider resigning. We don't have to stay there. Yeah, we want to work with clients where we're advising them and we're helping them, to put things in place and they are listening to us. But if they're not listening to us, well, then sorry, we need to consider resigning. Are you with me? But we now need to not give them, what you call it now, a sucker punch, surprise. Here is your account, here is your tax. You got to pay that tax in 10 days' time or in a month's time. It's not enough, guys. Yeah. So for me, that is the takeaway. Yeah, dealing with clients when we're talking about tax. Yeah, you cannot wait. Yes, it has to be dealt with from stage 1 and stage number 2. Yes, every day, every week, every month, so that you can begin to see what the tax and most of the time, think about it, guys. Yes, we have got in a situation where we make a lot of money from our clients. Yeah, whereby from stage 1, when you prepare the budget, you would know what the tax position is going to look like. That's where it starts. Yes? Okay? That's one of the reasons why you have to prepare a budget. Because the budget says total income, total expenses, and then the profit that we are budgeting. And then you can say, okay, if you budget to make that profit, then your budgeted tax is going to be like this. Okay? Let's say we got a tax there, say 50,000, it's the budgeted tax. And then every month we're working, and doing things and making all sorts of adjustments. We're reporting on it. Yeah. Then at the end of the year, we find that our tax end up being, say, 20,000. What do you think you're going to be saying to the client? Yeah. The budgeted tax was 50,000. Now the actual tax is 20,000. Who are you going to give that credit to? Think about it. You're going to be in a good state, a very good vibration, to talk to your client, Look, Our budgeting, budgeted tax was 50,000 when we started. Now, at the end of the year, we're doing everything now. At the end of the year, your actual tax is 20,000. So we save you 30,000. Oh my goodness. You can imagine the kind of vibration that you're going to be in. That client is going to love you forever. Well, this is the kind of accountant that they want. But when you start from stage number one, you don't even know what the budgeted, tax is going to be. Think about it, guys. And then at the end of the day, you just go and give the client, you say, oh, you have to pay 20,000 tax. Yeah, and you have to pay that tax next week or next month. That client, seriously, guys, that's not how, we're supposed to do it. So I want to make it clear to you guys. Think about it. Yes. And that's why you got, words being used like tax planning. You plan ahead. And for us, that tax planning means now the budget. Yes, that budget that you're preparing, yeah, you should have, a budgeted tax. What is the tax exposure for this business? What is the budgeted figure? Yes. So if we don't have that, for all our clients, or if you're in the finance function, you're in the industry, you don't have that figure, really go back again and check about it. Yeah, so think about it. So your budget, yeah, linked to your taxation. So budget is in stage number one for us. Yes, and then the tax is in stage number 4. So you can see connection there. Yeah, you don't have to wait. Yeah, until you get to number 4, and then that's the time you're going to think about tax. The tax, it starts with the budget. Pull that tax out and say, here's the tax. And that client, once they agree, because remember, the budget needs to be approved. Yes? So when they approve that, then they're saying this is what we're working towards. Yes? It'll be nice and a good feeling and a good vibration and good something to end up. When at the end of the year, you sit down with your client and say, look, this is the tax position. This is where we started off with. Yes, our budgeted tax was 50,000 for you to pay. Now, at the end of the year, you're only paying 20,000. Yes, that client is going to pay your bill. You can even, charge that client a little bit more. Yeah, and that client will be willing to pay because you've saved them money. And that's the law of compensation I'm talking about here. Yes. When you know your stuff, yes, you're doing so well and you are tracking it, yes, that client is going to pay you whatever you ask for. Okay. I will stop this for today. Yeah, just to take 1 or 2 questions before we finish. Yeah, thank you very much for listening. So over to you guys. Any question? Any questions? So anybody here as this examples where I'm talking about when you got a budgeted tax at the beginning of the year, yes, of X amount of money, let's say 100K tax, and then at the end of the day, when you're preparing your corporation tax and you're filing it, yeah, you say to the client, well, the tax is now, 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000. Anybody been in that situation before? Anybody? Just raise your hand or put a tick. Let's see how many people have been in that position before. No, nobody. Well, let me ask a question again. The other question: how many people want to be in that position? So you got a client. So at the beginning of the year, you say to the client, "This is your budget. Here is your tax, 100,000." Yeah. At the end of the year, yes, you now sit down and say, "Look, yes, your tax is 20,000. It's 30,000. How many people want to be in that position?" Okay, I can see some hands going up. Seriously, you got some guys who don't want to be in that position. You don't want to seriously, or maybe you don't understand the question. Let me put the question in another way. You are the accountant. You are the expert. Yes. At the beginning of the year, yeah, you're talking to your client. So you put the budget together, and say, oh, okay, here's the budget, and the budgeted tax. The tax that the company has to pay, yeah, is 100,000. Yeah. The client says, okay, that's fine. Yeah. I'm making profit, so I have to pay tax. Yeah. That's the budgeted tax, 100,000. At the end of the year, when you prepare all the account and the tax return, and the tax that you have to pay is now lower. So the client has to pay less tax now. Yes. So how many people want to be in that position? Yes, as an accountant. How many? Okay, I can see the numbers are going up. Yes. So let me ask, about the other people who are not putting their own son. If you're here, yes, are you saying you don't want to be in that position? You don't want to be an accountant who is saving your client tax? Hmm? Guys? Because here I should be seeing everybody's hands up. Yeah. But please don't be shy. If you're an accountant, particularly young people who are coming into here, because if you come into this industry and you are not able to understand that, you know what, you are going to be serving, and this is the way to serve. Yes. Your accounting skills, your tax skills, whatever that skills, is not for you. It's how you use it, to benefit other people. Yeah, you need to understand that. And here you are saying, you know what? Yes, I am going to save my client tax. Oh my goodness. At the moment I'm talking about it, I can feel the vibration from me inside. Oh my goodness, like, oh, I feel so good. Yes. To save my client at the end of, I put my 2 hands up. Yes. I want to be in that position. Yeah. Because there's so many goodness, good stuff. Yeah, it's not only just about, well, hold on, the client is going to pay me some money, for that, in the first instance. But I am going to be feeling so good, that, what? I have actually, served. Yes. Because we accountants, what we're doing, we are partners, with the businesses. Yeah, the people who have employers. Yes, we need to represent them. Yes, we need to put ourselves in their shoes. Think about it. Yes, that emotional intelligence that we're talking about, we need to be able to put ourselves in their shoes. Yes, when you save tax, you are going to be in a good position. I'm not saying that you evade paying tax, you save tax. Yeah, there are so many different, tactics or, or schemes, that you put in place. You understand? Legitimate schemes, though. Yes. And for me, sometimes it goes down to really, even at the point when we are posting transactions. Yes. Because if you post transactions correctly, it will help you to save tax. If you post it, not correctly, you end up paying more tax. Yes. Okay. Even there, to put systems in place to make sure that we're reconciling things properly. We're asking questions, even at that level. Yeah, it all helps, to make sure that you're able to pay less tax. Well, I want to be in that position. Seriously, I really want to be in that position to say at the end of the day, Moracle, we've saved our client tax. Okay. So I'm sending a message out there to my colleagues. Yes. This is one of the things that we are saying that we are going to do to all our clients when they are in a tax position. We'll get a budget, yes, and say, hey, here's your tax, budgeted tax, and then every month we report on it. Yeah, at the end of the year, we want to slash that tax. Yeah, we get paid for that, for doing that. But we got so much satisfaction in doing that. But also, we're helping to raise tax for the government in the right way. Are you with me? Yeah, so it's not like we're trying to dodge it. We're doing our job. So it's so important, guys, that you do that. Particularly for your young guys who are coming through. Yeah, remember that. Wherever you are, it is so important. Yes, so important, guys. To be able to have that kind of mindset. Yeah, you are there to save. You are here to help your clients. You are here, to support them. But at the same time, you got to be making sure that you are serving the government as well, though. Yeah, you can just be doing just one way. Yeah, okay, very important. Any points or any question for anybody?
Yes. No.
Sorry, Kevin. Yes, is that you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can give an input here.
Go on,
Good
Kevin.
afternoon,
Yes.
everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an intern. In recently, but
Sorry, Kevin. Sorry,
Sorry,
Kevin. Your connectivity. We're not getting you clearly.
Okay.
So I don't know
Can
whether
you
it's your
hear me
mic or
now?
much better, I think.
Maybe I can. Okay, let me just try to change the mic.
Yes, maybe it's your mic or connectivity or something. Yes.
How about that?
Yes, much better. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Well, I was appreciating
Oh no.
this morning. Thank you, Malai. I have an input here. This topic about taxation is quite interesting. So my point goes to that position where we talk about us being consultants. We are at that point where we need to save tax for the client. At the same time, we also need to ensure that the client remits tax to the government because the government requires this money. So that gives me, or that reminds me about two aspects in taxation. That is, we have the legal way. I can't say the legal way of trying to, evade tax. We call it the tax avoidance. It's an interesting thing that I would want to hear you talk about also, maybe in the near future or as we continue, those ways in which 1, 2, 3 points that we can do so that, because you said you asked how many would want to, like, we budgeted 50,000 and we paid 20,000. So for us to pay 20,000 instead of 50,000, that means there are these things that we can do here. So the legal way of trying to, let's say, avoid tax, that is the tax avoidance. That's something I would also want to hear you talk about. Otherwise, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Just for you guys to hear what Kevin is saying. Kevin wants to talk a little bit more about tax avoidance. So maybe we'll talk about that next session. But that is very important. Yes, and we emphasize that. Yeah, we want to do things in a legal way, and there are systems that allows you to do things in the legal way. Yes. Okay. I'll give you just as an overview. We got a client that we just done, the accounts and filing for. That client was expecting to pay a tax of something at the range of 60 or so thousand pounds. Yeah. And after we apply all the different measures, and in this case, one particular measure, which was the key driver, it was the research and development. Yes. That client ended up getting a refund from the HMRC of something over 100,000 pounds. Think about it. It was planning to pay 60,000 pounds tax, and then end up, having a refund from HMRC about over 100,000. So what is the saving there? The savings are over 160,000 pounds. Yes. How did we do that? Well, we employ one particular, tax planning. You understand? However way you want to call it, research and development. And that is, a scheme that exists, yes, for businesses in the UK, Yeah, if they spend money, on innovation, or they spend money on technology that is helping to improve their business, then you need to be able to identify that, you understand? And then as long as they qualify, they call it qualified expenditure, then you can claim research and development on it. Okay. Well, if you or us, Moracle, we were the accountant who, well, we don't, we don't say, for example, we don't pay attention to these things. Yes, we're just there, just doing things. Okay, here is, you go to pay tax. That's what you're planning to pay tax. We've done your books, we've done your account. Here is your account, and then just forget about it. Then we're not doing our job. Are you with me? Because research and development, yes, and relief is sitting down there. Did we actually look into this for our clients? First of all, are we aware that that exists in the first instance? Are you with me? Yes? So it's there. It does exist for businesses. Yeah, and this is what I'll call the kind of, this is in football we say it's an own goal. Yes? Yeah, what is own goal? You scoring goal on yourself. Yes? Okay, in footballing terms. Yeah? And we do that in accounts as well. Because if we don't apply that, yeah, that's what we're doing actually. Yes. And always you hear me talking about, these two, we got this, unadulterated, kind of spirits coming through to us, knowledge or ignorance, and we choose to go for ignorance. Yes. And we could have choose, knowing. We could have choose knowledge. And I'm asking here is if we choose knowledge, yeah, instead of being ignorant, yes, you can see how we'll begin to now do stuff in a completely different way. Yeah, in this instance, I'm saying to you, in this particular instance, look at what we've done. A client was going to pay £60,000 corporation tax. Yes. Now, because we're aware, we have the knowledge, yes, we're now able to convert that £60,000 tax paid to the government, and now we're getting some money back from the government. Well, that's a good feeling, knowing that you're doing the right thing. Yeah. And there are all sorts of different measures out there. Yes, that are available. Yeah. Okay. To be able to do that. So maybe next week we'll talk about some of those measures, but that is just one I'm saying here that will apply. Yes, in this particular instance. Yeah. So next week we'll talk more about those other measures that are out there that we need to and for me I think it's more on the knowledge side. Yes. We could do it, but what drives us to do this, I think it's not only about the money, I think it is we putting ourselves in the shoes of these clients. Yes, as accountants, it's not to say, well, it's not our business, we're just advising them. Yes, no, we need to put ourselves in their shoes. Yeah, that's the reason why we signed this engagement letter with them. Yeah, to serve them. Yes, and when we say we serve them, without any reservation. Yes, because we're always looking, we're always aware, we're listening to the news of any good stuff that is coming from, not only from the government, but all over. Like, for example, got clients now who are in the fundraising, like charities or non-for-profit. Yes, you say, oh, well, we're accountants, we're not fundraisers. But no, my eyes are always listening for opportunities where money is coming in, yeah, for particular organizations and stuff like that. Are you with me? You cannot close your eyes or ears to these things. Yeah? Because you're putting yourself in the shoes of the organization. If you were there, you needed, accountant, yeah, who is, yes, you know what I mean? Yeah, connected. Yeah, who feel the way we feel. Yeah? When they are feeling good, we feel good. When they are feeling bad, we feel bad. Yes? But we cannot say, well, it's only for good stuff, and I hear so many times, people say, well, hold on, well, can they afford us? I understand that. The commercial reality now, when you say clients, if the client feel good, you feel good. If the client feel bad, you feel bad. Can they afford to pay us? Yes? But the answer for me is yes. I'm telling you, all clients can afford, to pay us, to feel that way. Yes, remember this, guys. And how can they do that? To pay us. Yes, if we provide and deliver for them, if we bring money for them, they will pay us, guys. Yes, if we save them money, they will pay us. Yes, but if we sit there and just do the basic stuff and expect us to be paid, sorry, guys, I'm saying sorry. Yeah, okay. But yes, it's a good topic. You know, when you talk about tax avoidance and evasion, yes, it's a big topic to talk about. But we don't want to just give it to the theory. Yes, I want to share, you know, some practical what we are doing at Moracle. You understand? With our clients, you know, to be able to save them tax, you know, in a practical way. Yeah, and it's not only tax, you know, organizations that are just tax profit making. Yeah, we got organizations that are non-for-profit, yeah, that they're exposed to some tax, yes, like Gifted. Well, my colleagues, they know me, and I'm talking about this, you know, I'm getting them to, you know, excited, you know, about some of the gifted potential that is sitting in front of us that we are not doing at the moment. And for me, because we're not doing it, sorry, yeah, it's not okay, yeah. Well, let's talk about that next week. It's a very good question, you know, Kevin. Thank you. One more question or observation before we finish. Any? Sorry, I see. Sorry, is that you? So you say one more question? Yes.
One more
Okay.
question.
Yes, fine. Yes. Nobody's asking. So go ahead, my friend. Yeah.
Fine, thank you. Maybe something else we can throw it into your basket for next time is I also want to know the tax implication or the cross-border activities vis-a-vis the tax implication. An example is maybe an organization has a subsidiary companies in other countries. So the cross-border activities vis-a-vis the tax again. So maybe have it in your basket for next time. I think.
Okay. Yes. And another one. You know, interesting one. Yes. Yes. We can talk a little bit more about it. You know, maybe next week once we're talking about all these different schemes. Yes, but it's really interesting. It's really interesting, you know, where you have, you know, cross-border, you know, and the tax rules, you know, is deep, you know, and this is where the tax experts come in, you know, and that's why they make a lot of money, and that's why tax practitioners they make a lot of money, and they say, you know, we envy them, you know, the general accountants, you know, we envy the tax guys. But it's a simple thing. You know, if the taxman, yeah, you can see really, you know, that they're saving the client money. Yes. And if they save the client money, they want commission, they want a percentage of that. It's simple. But us accountants, you understand, we're just there to just record transaction, you know, and then even to tell the people, you know, I always say we behave like we are gods. Yes. We tell them, you know, that they don't know what they know, you know, they can get off wherever because we are ACCA, FCCA, you know, so we know everything, you know, and you know what? Sorry. Yes. Are you with me? Yeah. And but the tax man, the tax guy, yeah, you can see, you know, and human beings, that's how he is, you know. And well, you know, don't see it until you believe it, you know. I'm against that in a way because sometimes I believe something even though I don't see it. Yeah, okay. But the tax man is positioning himself. Here, look, I've saved you tax. Yes, you were supposed to pay this tax if I don't do anything. If I do X, Y, and Z, this is how much tax I'm going to save you legitimately. So if I save you this tax, then it's only fair, isn't it? I save you tax, you the client gets 80% and you pay me 20%. You can see, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Yeah. But us accountants, we don't look at it that way. It's just well, you know, recording transaction, you know, you're fighting the client, you know, to record transaction and stuff like that and prepare accounts. Yeah. So think about it. Cross-border is always, you know, and a challenge. Why? Because every country have got their own tax rules. Yes, even though they were saying, yeah, there is what you call it now, the rules that are now, what you call it now, maybe UK, yeah, tax rules. Yes, okay, well, we accept that in Sierra Leone or in Ghana, or in Kenya, in some ways. Yes. So the double tax treaties, all these kind of treaties they're existing. But there's so much, yes, there's so much gaps, within the tax system. Yes. We know, for example, some of the countries, tax laws are so archaic, so behind. Yes. Can you remember, there was this issue about, if a company is not trading and not making profits, they pay tax on, something on their turnover, even though they're making profit. But think about it. That applies to some countries. Yeah. You pay the tax, even though you don't make profit. Yes. And here, no, sorry, just imagine a company is paying tax, on on the loss, paying tax just on turnover. No, that cannot be fair, though. It cannot be fair. Yeah, but we need to scream and shout. You understand? But also, you find out that the tax rules are behind, but also the guys who are implementing the rules in those countries, they're not making any noise because they're just benefiting it's benefiting them. But how can you really? How can a business pay tax when they're not making profit? Think about it. It doesn't matter which country they're in. Yes. But there are international rules and conventions and all of this stuff that we're trying to harmonize. Yeah, it's a big topic. It's a big debate. You understand? But for me, when it comes to tax, one thing is clear: it has to be based on fairness. Yes, fairness. Because if you take that out, then sorry, somebody, is going to be benefiting at the expense of the other person. Yeah, fairness is what we should be working towards. Yes, harmonizing tax, in different jurisdictions, well, it's going to be a task of a lifetime, because you got some heavy players, man, in different countries, who are bent, to hold things, the way things should be done. You hear, you say, oh, this is how we do it here, yes, and this is how we do it here. We've done it for ages. Yes. So, but it's really interesting. It's really interesting, and that's why when you get exposure to international. You got businesses. For example, one business, having either other companies or subsidiaries or other undertaking in different jurisdiction. Then the tax rules when they come in, it's really interesting. But the one thing that is so important, every country, I was talking this to my client the other day. He says, oh, I just thought, well, we got a subsidiary, we got a holding company in this part of the world, but we're just opening just a subsidiary there. So we don't need to replicate. The client was thinking, well, hold on, because they have a company elsewhere, they should just have one company in the books, just one place, so they can have different companies or different business in different countries without having, to obey the rules of that land. You understand? Well, no, you cannot do that. Yes? You got to obey the laws of that land, wherever you are. I cannot come from the UK and go to Sierra Leone and say, forget about what is happening in Sierra Leone, bring in the UK law here, and forget about Sierra Leone law. Sorry, yeah, it's not okay. Yes? Vice versa. You cannot come from Sierra Leone there and say, come to the UK and say you open up a company here, a limited company, registered company's house, and you're saying, that company, is not going to be regulated by, the taxation rules in the UK. All right. Yes. And no, it doesn't work that way. But again, it's awareness though, isn't it? It's awareness. Yeah. And that's why we're the accountants, we're the auditors, we're the professionals, we're the partners. We need to know. So don't choose this ignorant route. Yeah. And the ignorant, what I'm saying here, you're choosing not to know. Yeah. We cannot, even now, we cannot sit down, and say, well, I'm only operating in the UK, so I only want to know about UK rules and laws or tax. No, sorry. Yeah, all international now. Yeah, that makes it really interesting for our jobs. And the new guys who are joining, who are coming to the industry, you know, and you guys have got, yes, because you got some guys now working there in Sierra Leone, working for Moracle in the UK. So they need to know what is happening in the UK. That's number one. But they need to know what is happening in Sierra Leone because they are based in Sierra Leone. They need to know what is happening in other parts of the world because they are dealing with clients in the other part of the world. Are you with me? So knowledge, my friend. Yes, you need to know more now. Yeah. So don't only say, oh, because I'm over there, you know, I'm just only going to be doing this bit, you know, it's a lot more that is required from you guys now, guys. You remember, yeah? Because you are an international player now. Yeah. You are, you know, you're doing a lot more. But it's a very interesting when it comes to tax, you know, and tax is a big area, you know, for every business, small, medium, or large, or multinational. Tax is it, yeah. And you ask questions like, you see all that in the press. Why is organization like Google, you know, Facebook, you know, and all the other companies, they're making so much money, but they're not paying tax? Yeah. You hear all of this in the news, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, you hear, this year, you know, Facebook, you know, started paying tax, you know, all these years, they have not been paying tax. Why? Okay, big question, you see? Yeah, all right. But with the accountants, we need to know, we need to read and find out, you know, why? Yeah. And if these guys can do it, yes, well, we can do it for our own clients. They don't have to be Facebook. They don't have to be, you know, the big boys. We can do the same for our small clients or medium-sized clients. Or even if we're not able to do it, but we can have that same knowledge. So by just, you know, just inquire, read about it. Yeah, to just have that knowledge. You know, why would Facebook making so much money? Why would you sort of, here? Yes, it was in the news the other day, isn't it? People like, you know, I remember it was Donald Trump. You know, they were saying, you know, and how much taxes they paying. Yes, the guy is making so much money, but he's paying very little tax. Why? Okay, that's a discussion for the yeah. I will have a forum, you know, for all of this kind of discussion, you know, and but not in this kind of, because we don't have enough time here. Because there is a lot more, you know, to talk about. Yeah, but it's legitimate. Yes. Yeah. Remember, that's the first thing. Because if it's not legitimate, these guys will be in prison. Yeah. But if they break the rules, you know, they break the rules, and as we know it, you know, and the other day it was the what you call it now? It was the prime minister, you know, because you know the guy is a rich man, isn't he? You know, he's married into a rich family. You know, now the press is after him. Yes, and the wife is, or the wife's family business is making a lot of money. They're not paying tax. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So these are all, you know, kind of debates, you know, issues, you know, for us to be aware of, to know, you know, not just taking the general public, because the general public, yeah, Joe Blogs, yeah, does not understand. Yes. It doesn't make sense. You know, how can you be making so much money and you're not paying tax? How can you be? Yeah. But you can begin to see, you know, like for example, in this instance, this business that we've just done, yes, where that business made profit, but that business did not pay tax. In fact, it got some money from the government. Why? Yeah. Okay. Legitimately, yeah, these things happen, but we need to know why and how they do it. Yeah. And that's our job as accountants, you know, and professionals. Even if we don't know, yeah, how to do it, you know, but we can associate ourselves with other people who are experts. Yeah. Remember this, you know, we don't need to know everything. And obviously, I don't know everything. Yeah. But you know what? Yes, we've got the people that we're working with, yeah, that will help us, you know, because they got the expertise. Yeah. All right, guys. thank you very much. Yes, for a good discussion. Yes, and really appreciate your time again. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys next week. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, and God bless you all. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
That's all right.
Molai.
That's all right.
Thank you, Molai.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Bye bye now.
Thanks a lot.